Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Atta Boi Einstein.
Welcome back.
I am Z, and this is Theo. And we're basically having some weather issues today, so we're reporting from an undisclosed location at the moment. And we're basically coming back to say hi. And how's your time been since then?
It's been good. We had our second weekend open back up. It was even busier than the one before. Everything ran smoothly. Yeah, we've been happy to have people come back out. It seems
a good turnout.
Absolutely, and well behaved, man. People are really just happy to be back out. I got a couple of really cool couples that came out of their way just to thank you for how responsibly we were doing it and how they felt inside of our establishment.
Like they physically came up and were like, yo,
they said they'd been to a few places. Some of them had better vibes than others, and they ended up staying there for a few hours with us and closing out the night with us.
And were they like, were people like being grateful to be out, or was it?
Yeah, man. I think we always have a little bit older crowd too. I think we're lucky that we get to deal with that, a little more mature.
The people with the money, right?
People, yeah, we're on 4th and Congress. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're getting a lot of people who are having really nice dinners and kind of just seeing us, hearing our music when they walk by. We didn't have to deal with riffraff is not something that we come across in our place for sure. So yeah, it was a very rewarding. I can honestly say ending the night.
Have y'all hired back a lot more people?
We did, yeah. We've got a couple people that we brought back that we definitely wanted to bring back from the team before. And we're still in the process. It was neat because I noticed that a lot of the people that were out were industry people kind of checking out establishments and came up and applied for jobs and stuff.
Nice.
So I actually got some really good prospects from our clientele too from opening back up.
When everything was shut down, how were you like, were you getting another job? Were you just... At
the time, we had a lot of remodeling to do, and we were testing out the waters.
You were just kept
on to-go stuff. Yeah, we were doing painting and remodels of the bar, adding things. We're definitely wanting to build a DJ booth. We have a plethora of bamboo to work with, so we're making like framing and all kinds of stuff for that.
Do you know anybody else in like the other bars that like, do you know if they've hired most of their staff back?
I know a lot of places that run multiple establishments are kind of reaching out to their core to open whatever it is they are reopening.
And what are they getting like on feedback? Or like people wanting to come back? Some people are just chilling it out.
I think it's as much the wild west as any of us have ever experienced. Mm-hmm. We're working the blueprints and guidelines that we're giving to people. They're all working theories.
Still changing?
Yeah, they're still changing. We're learning better ways to operate. I mean, from each weekend to the next, we've learned how to make our operations smoother on our end because I don't know about most places, but we have some pretty complex drinks at the Tiki Bar, and to teach somebody new all of that stuff and expect them to come in and just be able to do it isn't real.
What about like the customer? Are they reaching out to reserve stuff yet? Like parties?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got a lot of people. Like we don't have a huge place, so I've actually had a bunch of people just want to have their birthday parties with about 30 of their friends. What they do is
just ready to reserve bottles.
Everything. They feel if they're cool with what we usually make on a given night, then they will usually pay us that amount to reserve the space out for themselves and their friends.
Yeah, I went in there one time and I didn't realize that you could even reserve this because they had like half the bar lined up.
Yeah, pre-COVID, it was really, really neat the way that it worked out. We had a lot of Christmas parties there and people would bring in buffets and food and set that up, have it catered by some really, really nice places. We were really looking forward to how the first South by Southwest was going to operate with all those parties.
Have you heard more that your next door neighbors, the jazz club or anything?
I have actually spoken to a few of their musicians and I'm looking forward. One of them, their drummer, who plays at Parker and at the Elephant Room on a regular. They're going to come on. They want us to come film one of their live streams, which I'm really looking forward to doing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I've seen a lot of bars like still doing that. Are they just doing that to promote the people?
I would have to actually ask him how he's monetizing, if he's accepting donations or something.
On Instagram, I've seen Rustic Tap. They're down there on 6th Street.
Yeah.
On West 6th.
That's a really awesome outdoor venue too.
Every Friday or Saturday or I think sometimes it's Tuesday. They'll have like bands and they're just live streaming their bands. Yeah. But I don't think they were open during that time.
Walking by the last couple of weekends, that's one of the bars that you walk by and they're running their place perfectly. It's an outdoor place too, so it's ideal for opening.
They had to-go crawfish and stuff.
I'm sure they were selling those by the pounds and pounds.
Yeah, they had a little good setup because you would drive around in in the alley.
Yeah.
And then there was a big old sign.
Yeah, it's actually an ideal setup for a drive-through.
It was a big old sign that said honk. If someone would come out and be like, "What's up, dog?"
They didn't set up the strip to drive over and let them know you were there. That's too funny. No, they've been doing really well. I walked by a couple other places, the outdoor places that have opened back up. Everyone seemed to just enjoy being back to some sense of normalcy with work. I mean, we've all been sitting on our hands for the last...
Are y'all open up more now? Like, y'all still the weekend?
Right now, we're just doing Thursday through Sunday. I think like most restaurants that you go by, like last night I was looking for food and it was hard finding a place open after 9 p.m.
Dude, I feel like... So I bike up and down on Congress on during the nights and like usually from like 9 to 10 and stuff. A lot is business popping on Congress. I don't know, but it's like ice cream shots.
Yeah, Amy's always has a line for sure.
I've noticed that one that's closer. It's like across the street, I think, from Amy's. They
just opened
Genjis.
Yeah, I want to try it out. That's a brave owner right there, opening up across the street from Amy's.
Yo, every night is a line.
Yeah,
and I'm like, and mostly women, because they want those sweets. Yeah. But a line, dude. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Who is coming out here?
She must have a really good product, man, because Amy's has their line.
Is it gelato
too.
Or is it ice cream?
I think theirs has a lot more. I'm not sure what the differentiation is, but she must be very confident in their product.
It's Italian.
Yeah, no, it's got to be a solid thing, man. I mean, Congress is a difficult place to open up business and do well, and to set up shop from competition like that across the street, that's crazy. Good for her or him, whoever. I don't have any idea who owns that business.
Dude, I was watching that tennis match last night. Did you watch it? I've been watching I gamble on sports, so
that's been another means of making money given COVID.
Yo, anybody here that has money, if the games haven't already gone, but just put money on Osaka, Naomi Osaka. I would think will beat Serena in the end. So I've been putting money on both of them, Serena and Naomi, since the start, and then now they're both going to be in the women's final. They're going to face each other. So.
We have gambling tips here too, folks.
Yeah, I get you the over and everything. But I will say I was saying Serena had her match this morning, and she was struggling. She beat her, but you just tell she was like wearing down. And I don't know, yesterday Naomi Osaka just murdered the other girl. Just boom, boom, and she's beaten Serena before. So that's the thing.
Also, and no offense to women's tennis, you're betting on women's tennis, you might want to dial some numbers that you can find on the internet as far as gambling.
Oh yeah. I don't really know too much. I just know that she's beat her before, and then Serena went and had that baby. Yeah. And so she was out, and then the other girl, she got hurt, so she took a couple years off too. So they're both coming back this year, I think. But I think Serena came back last year and won. I remember that. Yeah, but Naomi Osaka wasn't in the tournament.
I've been swamped with so much work as far as opening back up the bar, and when I'm not there, the bubble. I've been stuck on the NBA playoffs.
Oh, dude. So are you going for Houston or Lakers?
I've been a lifelong LeBron fan, so I'm always cheering for him. But this year, I've been captivated by the Heat, man. Jimmy Buckets. I'm sold on that team.
So I haven't watched too much main sports in a couple years till about now because there's nothing really going on.
There's only so much on Netflix. You've gone through it.
And I'm also looking to raise those bets, see what's going on. Because sometimes I would say Vegas has mostly their shit together on mainstream sports, but I would say this is the year of the upsets. Anything can happen. I would say, especially for UFC bets, anything can happen. So I wouldn't take Vegas over anything.
I've had some really interesting talks with people about how you take the crowd out of that dynamic and the energy that comes along with that, and it becomes
because no one's behind you. Like you hit them like
totally even
and then you feel like being, and the other guy's discouraged or something.
Same thing that I've noticed with this whole basketball playoff is it's played in the bubble, so there is no home court advantage.
And then you can hear everything shouldering each other.
I would love to hear those guys mic'd up actually hearing what they were saying to each other. Oh yeah, man! I think
since the Dallas thing with the call him bitch ass white boy, they just cut that.
Yeah, it was funny. I liked watching the apology the next day too from Montreal Harris. Everyone's got nothing but love and respect for what Luka is doing right now. So yeah, he walked up afterwards and
dude, he's 25 or some shit like that.
Luka's 19.
19.
Yeah, Luka actually he's been a pro for 5 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he actually won the this FIBA basketball league MVP
Nah, he
last
has
year.
to be 24.
No, look at my man. This guy.
22.
The thing is, he just looks like that. The dude has been a pro since he was 15 in Europe, and not just a pro. He was the MVP of one of probably the next most difficult league behind the NBA last year.
So, since we're talking about foreigners, I would like to say,
Where is he from? Slovenia?
Oh yeah,
Serbia?
I think some one of those communist countries, But what I would say is mostly all, like 40% of the NBA is foreign basketball players. Where's the USA? Where's built in the USA?
The NBA
people.
is probably the most international game other than soccer. That
He's 21.
21.
He was born in 1999.
He's incredible, man.
God, I'm a million years old. Dude.
He's a grown man out there too, watching him play. He's big. He's a 6'10".
That fool was just dunking on people and not even be able to drink.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure he's never had a drink for sure. But I'm sure he's enjoying it now that they're having the off season for the first time.
Did they? I don't think they made it, right? Did they make it?
They did. They just got knocked out this last round. Yeah, but man, they look really good against the Clippers.
Okay, so I barely started watching when they hit this round.
Yeah.
Because my buddy was telling me all this stuff, and I was like, well, maybe I can clean up some money.
It's been fun to watch. It's reminding me of watching like AAU tournaments, just because these guys are staying at the same hotels. They have nowhere to go.
I do watch the March Madness, so that's why I'm missing.
You gotta love that. Yeah. What are they doing away with that this year? Have they said anything?
I don't know. I know they canceled it when it was going to happen, so I think they're just going to skip it.
Yeah, it seems so impossible to do. UT plays their first game this weekend. That should be interesting to see how it goes. It's interesting that
they're still playing.
They're still playing, and they're going to operate with a 25% capacity, which is crazy because of that stadium. That's still 25,000 people. It's funny they say a bar can't open up and let 100 and some people inside of their place, but the UT can have a football game, bring in. I don't know if the bands are going to be there, cheerleaders, no idea, but they are letting 25,000 people attend it.
Well, if they're hiring a lot of people, then I'll be all right with it.
I've actually been reading and talking to people, and they just as far as security, as far as people that are staffing for drinks and for vendors and things.
I think at this point, the situation, I don't know if they're ever gonna reduce it. I think maybe a couple weeks have reduced. So I've been following the numbers, and we're doing all right. We're doing good. We've been under 1,000 for active cases for at least 2 weeks. So I think
you're talking about in Texas,
in Austin, and then so I think if we just keep going, they'll start loosening it up.
Yeah,
and eventually it'll be at full capacity because we are treating it better, So
I was reading where the governor is actually talking about making an announcement as far as bars, because there's still been, that's the one business that has. I
think they're going to open up, because I think from now on it's just going to be, if you're sick, stay home, or something like that.
One thing that I found when we opened back up that was interesting too is it was a lot of owners and managers of places too that wanted to talk about what we were experiencing with our opening, wanted to kind of watch what we were doing, I guess, before they decided to open back up themselves.
So they had to sign off on
a little bit of recog, some R&D going down.
Has the city come by?
Yeah, we actually met with some of the TABC guys. They stopped by, they checked everything out.
Have they told you if they're more busy than or something?
You know what? You would think so, but I think so many places haven't backed open up that just because, even if they're working with a lower manpower,
they're probably just showing up to calls.
Yeah,
somebody calling.
Yeah, I think you can go online to read about all the complaints that come in, because there's places that can see inside of some places, and they are getting complaints about lines more than anything outside of the places, because it's easy for us to monitor and watch everything that goes on inside. But yeah, when you got people lining up to come in the place. Yeah,
like when I went to this weekend go get my suit altered, and you can only have 5 people in there or something.
At the tailor?
Yeah. And it was the one at the Domain.
Yeah. Did you have to wear a mask the entire time?
Yeah, I had to wear the mask. Yeah. But it was easy because, they get everything from China. Yeah. So they had it come in, and then they do the alterations there.
Yeah, nice.
But, that's it for that. What I was really mad about is that they didn't tell me the suit wasn't going to come with a vest or something like that. So it's like, oh, well, I can make you a vest. It'll take you a month. Why the fuck would I need it in a month if I need it for next week, dude?
Maybe for later.
Yeah. Okay. So then I'm in the suit where I'm trying it on. All right. Well, I'll just wear it out, and I'll walk over to Nordstrom, and Nordstrom's got to have suits, right?
Yeah.
And then so when there, no vest. They don't even keep them in stock, bro.
By themselves?
And I'm like, what kind of horse shit? You're selling suits. How are you not selling? Nobody. I'm calling around. Not even Nordstrom Rack had it, the discount
You're kind of messing up what they're trying to do, right? By just selling vests.
I guess just to match the material, to be an authentic 3-piece suit. I'm like,
if anyone's looking for a good business out there, start it just
have fucking matching vests. If you need it's last minute vest. Call it last minute vest. You make it work. And then who comes through with the win? Fucking Men's Warehouse, yo. Fucking the regular dudes down the road got all the vests you need, black, everything you need. I just needed a regular black vest, bro. They couldn't handle it. Nobody else could have handled besides Men's Warehouse.
You could have, I actually know where you can go. Express, you can go places to get those.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want one of those vest suit ones, It's but I wanted to just the undercoat. Yeah. Because I feel like everybody at the wedding is going to have a fucking vest and I'll be the only fool without one?
Can't have that.
Looking like the fucking usher? Get out of here.
People would be asking you for hors d'oeuvres and drinks most of the night if you were walking around like that.
Dude, how do you feel about that fucking news that came out about the fires
in California?
Yeah, there was a fucking gender reveal party that went out of hand, or grenade. It was a grenade that went out.
That was the universe kind of telling us how stupid those things are. I feel like,
bro, it burned out 7,000 acres.
Yeah, was it a girl or a boy?
I don't even. I think it was a boy.
Did they find out?
The memes that are coming in are from a boy.
What are they gonna name that child? Like, you got to name him something crazy related to fires and flames.
You just got that dude has to go to jail now.
He's responsible for
he's the baby that's going to jail because of dumb parents.
He's already a known arsonist for sure.
The memes that came out though were fucking hilarious, man. Let me see if I can figure any of this out. But
people have so much time on their hands. The meme game is so strong right now.
I think Monday or something they only had 7% of it detained or something like that.
It's so damn hot there. I was laughing at the mayor of LA told him to turn the heat down to save a little energy to 78 at some point when it was like 100 and something degrees outside.
And how the fuck? There's this one here. Let me see if I can put it on the screen. But do you get a fine? Do you go to jail?
I don't think there's any way to kind of to monitor that at all.
There was this one where it's like the fucking, it was like a nuke bomb. Like, it's a boy.
Wow, I'm glad, man. I hope they got a lot of likes. I mean, I really do.
And then how do you even who's gonna is the whole city gonna sue you, or people that got complimented in they lost their house because of you? I mean, that's a huge.
There's video evidence that you were the people that
30,000 life sentences.
Has something like this happened before where you caused this much damage?
I think there was one in Arizona, and the dude was only fined $200K. Which still is a fucking lot of money. I'd rather go to jail.
I guess they assess the damage and things like that, but yeah, it's.
Dude, so I'd rather do the time, dude. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? And then, how are you gonna pay for that baby to be born?
Yeah, baby's born in jail. That just has to happen.
Has anybody been evicted yet or anything?
No, I've actually I was talking to a friend of ours that came back to work, and get this, she had to renew her lease at some point while everything was closed down, and they raised her rent.
Oh shit!
That's what I said. I was blown away when she said that.
Oh my god!
Yeah. No, I haven't personally met anyone.
So you can re-sign it with $200 more.
Yeah. No, because I mean, the demand is there. It's crazy because you drive downtown, you drive even on the east side of Austin, development is still up and popping, man.
Remember last time I was telling you about there were the businesses that are they offering cheaper rent or something? A lot of more.
Yeah, we went and toured a couple places earlier today, actually, and met some really, really amazing landlords. And he was telling us about the different properties that he had and a few of the different deals that he'd worked out. He said he only had one of his 23 places that he just heard crickets from. No email returns, no phone calls back.
No one's even been inquiring.
No one's even been inquiring. So that was another place he was showing us as far as
23 locations. How many are on the table?
Right now, he said 3 of them.
3 of them. So he's still in a good spot.
I think he just, from what we got a lot of good vibes from him as far as we have landlords at a couple places.
Yeah,
he seemed like he was really willing to work with us, wanted to help us any kind of build outs we were wanting to do with the places.
So right now, the tech companies around here are up 40% off of their real estate portfolio because they've just been cutting offices and they've been just doing. And so now they're saving 40% of money off of their real estate portfolio, dog. Insane. I mean, dude, in any given day, there's at least $10 million to spend on real estate for a big company like that.
Oh, absolutely.
That's almost $40 million, $4 million straight in profits and savings.
And it's funny you said one of the places that we went to. Part of the stipulation is that you cannot open up or play music till 5:00 p.m.
because of the fucking office.
Yeah, we toured upstairs, and it was a really badass office for this Australian tech company. There was a couple different ones set up, but I mean, the way that they built out those old historic buildings on 6th Street, I mean, who wouldn't want to come to work? Like, there was ping pong tables. I saw a full bar and espresso set up at one of them. It just, I mean, cool ass places. But yeah, no, some of these guys are making a killing.
You know what I thought would come back right during this time? I thought like the drive-through convenience stores.
Yeah.
Like back in the old day.
Yeah, you would think.
And you're like, yo, give me a Gatorade and some Rillos, you know.
Something. Yeah, you think, well, you can have that stuff delivered right now. I mean, anything you can think of. Yeah, I was seeing where Twins is actually delivering now, not just to bars, but to people's houses and stuff.
Yeah, I have to go to that little corner store. But I trust those little corner stores. Those little areas, man, they got it together,
yeah, man. I just like walking in the places and the whole interaction of all that stuff.
They have a whole sneeze guard and everything. And some people, like, they never shut down. They're just like, hey, poof,
honestly, man, those liquor stores have been killing for all this stuff because they closed down restaurants and bars for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, yeah, you can go pick up a to-go couple margaritas from somewhere, but I mean, you can also go make them yourself for probably half the price.
But then you have to deal with having a bunch of shit to make margaritas, and it's going to go bad.
That's very true.
I'd rather go, hey, give me that pitch of margarita. Yeah. But if you have a bottle, you know, that you can do a lot of stuff with, that's different. But I'm not too much of a tequila drinker. No. And I'm more of a gin. I'll do whiskey. You know, I'll do whiskey straight, but I don't know. Well, I guess it's my experience. I had this like real built up Mexican rage that just comes out of me from with tequila.
It's hard to control.
Yeah, and then I end up in jail and all that stuff.
We're gonna stick to gin then. That sounds like a good idea.
So it came out that last week almost 40 million evictions are supposed to happen this month.
Throughout the United States?
Throughout, I think, the United States and Houston. I have a statistic from Houston. They're doing about 200 a week.
Yeah. I thought it was still not legal to do that in Texas per governor order.
I don't think so. I think it's a suggestion.
Yeah.
You know, the way it's worded, the ordinance, and that, but there are constables going out there, and they are just taking people.
I did see a story about this 24-year-old kid in Houston, and I think they had started like a GoFundMe page or something like that for him and his family.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think it was around the same story, but what they're doing is, I think that law only permits to like big establishments and like big old complexes and stuff like that. But most of those are small complexes owned by a building, by a person, by just someone who owns this apartment building. You know? And he's able to go file with the court and be like, hey, they haven't paid this and that.
The courts are probably backed up like crazy with all kinds of things like that to deal with.
Actually, I've heard not. I think they have more work from my buddies that are paralegals and lawyers. They have more work now because it's easier because some are just videoing in.
Yeah. So you can go through way more cases than you normally would. Yeah, for sure.
And especially for small things, because now they're getting more people just getting arrested, you know, being drunk outside.
That's what it is. Yeah, you're not having to deal with the same kind of weird crimes. Yeah, for sure.
How was Labor Day?
Labor Day was really good. We stayed open. We didn't even try the Monday night thing, just because I know that that's a big day on the lake and for Sunday, cooking out. Yeah, the Sunday was really, really good. Sunday was like any Saturday that we usually have.
How do you feel about people with no jobs? They're like, Labor Day!
You know, you got to celebrate. You got to celebrate something, man. I think it was really funny because I had an interesting talk with someone. We were sitting in the tiki bar, and when tiki bars originated, it was around when the Cold War was going. Not the Cold War. When atom bombs were being developed, World War IIs were just wrapping up. People didn't have a lot to look forward to, so the escapism that the tiki bars provided were very welcomed. It somehow stopped you from thinking about your kids having to go under their desks to do drills for bombs and things like that for a little bit. So,
hey, back then they had the kids in the mines, getting them coals, boy.
Those kids were
so you could retire by 12 and die by 18.
Yeah, kids today, I don't know how easy they have it. It's true.
They have soft hands now. Those little hands are pulling out coal.
I had a little cousin of mine actually reach out because he's got a GoFundMe page to raise money for his video game. games now, and I think about how amazingly
how much does he got on it?
I mean, you know what? I was so impressed by his ingenuity. I want to buy him the damn thing. I'm going to work out some deal with him to profit off. Yeah, apparently he gambles with the game, which is really impressive. Probably. He's all of, I think, 10 or 11 years old.
Is it like probably with those?
He's playing an NBA 2K.
Yeah, 2K the NBA 2K you can gamble on that.
Yeah, for sure. I know that you can do it through websites. I think he's young, so I mean, I think he's just gambling with his friends.
Talking about games, did you see Xbox drop a move on Sony today?
No, I didn't know. It was
so Sony's supposed to release their price for the PS5 today, right?
I was watching some stuff about the PS5. What's it going to run?
We don't know yet. So we're waiting for Sony to drop a tweet. We're waiting for someone to drop something legal to say, hey, this is what the price is going to be. But I think last night Xbox just drops their prices. Boom. Nice. And so they dropped that and an extra version.
Are you an Xbox or Sony guy yourself?
I'm all PlayStation. I've only been PlayStation my whole life. Yeah. And to drop some facts, PlayStation has been the winner of the console wars every single console.
Yeah. For me, it just seems easier to work with all their softwares and stuff like that.
But I think Xbox. I don't even know any games for Xbox that aren't available on PlayStation. Yeah. Like there's really three Halo and something else, and Gears.
I'm so behind the times with that. I think FIFA and NBA 2K21 are the only ones that I actually do play.
So they released this right here, and that's the Xbox.
Oh, nice.
The X and the S.
$500.
There's two versions.
Yeah,
that's basically $500 for the big whatever desktop looking motherfucker thing like that. Yeah. And then the slimmer version was $300. So
I mean, considering that's just coming out, that's
they dropped this the day before PlayStation. So now PlayStation is either going to match the prices because they're supposed to be $100 more on each, or make it cheaper.
Yeah.
So PlayStation has.
You think they had any intel on what they were coming with as far as their number?
I don't know, but Sony's mostly always waited for Xbox to make the first move.
Yeah.
And that's like their like the I think plan all the time. Yeah. But from what I hear, when they made the PlayStation, it's costing like $250-$280 just to make it themselves.
So the margins are all in the games.
Yeah, they're gonna charge $4.99 or something. They have to at least. But let's see. You want me to check?
That's so interesting to me because I mean I actually have a couple hard copy games, but you can also just buy those games straight from the servers too.
So I think that's the way it's going to go. So the new version of the PS5 is coming out with a CD case, and there's a digital version where it doesn't have the CD case, so you won't. I think since they're doing that, when they go to the next console, whether it be a 6 or a new type, they're no longer going to keep disc going.
It just the game will transfer if they have that.
It'll just be digital solely. So I'm a big person on the disc. I have a bunch of discs and stuff because if I like a game, I know it's going to be big later, so I want the whole original version.
You want to have it,
and also anything can happen on digital. So the internet can go out
in case the grid goes down. You can still play your games.
Also, you can you can scramble. You can scramble that PlayStation. You lose that data. You lost. You can't go and petition. Yo, PlayStation Plus. I don't have this downloadable game.
Not this guy. He's got FIFA 19 on deck. I like that.
And that's mostly with the reason. But I think I'm gonna start going digital, and because I have all the older versions and stuff. And if I wanted to play one of my older games, I just play it on the older older console. And I'll just keep up with the times. Because since Corona, I've just been downloading the games. It is a lot easier because I get it, but I get it up on the other people when I get the disc because I actually get it the night before and they get it at midnight download. I get it at 9 p.m.
You can't give yourself that big a head start on games. I've seen them play games.
So that's a 4-hour head start on the people that are downloading it.
How long is that in video game time?
It's probably a day, dude.
That's a day.
Because they start downloading it at midnight.
Yeah.
And then they have to wait for the install and all that. So that's another maybe 45 minutes. Which I don't understand how we're in 2021 and we still take all this time to fucking install all this shit.
What's up with that?
Or like there's still loading screens and shit. I don't know what the fuck. But sometimes I'm amazed at how stunted we've been in technology.
Yeah, sure. Spoiled and stunted at the same time.
And even if you think about it, it's all money because we've been running on oil for 250 years.
100%, yeah, and I've got to figure at this point they probably have the Xbox 23 already out.
Oh yeah, bro. Did you see during the when SpaceX went to the moon, they showed that Japan was creating like a Gundam, a big old robot. Like they're a bit like that fucking Pacific Rim movie.
That does not. They already got a transformer to take it out.
They got motherfuckers. Yo, what do they know that we don't? I don't know.
They're gonna hitch on for a ride to wherever it goes. Really,
dude. And what if they just like? So we'll start copying them, right?
Yeah.
And then now we're gonna have fucking war with robots, and then we're gonna lead to the Terminator, dog.
It's been coming. They've been desensitizing.
All they need is Elon to shut out that bullshit AI that takes over everything. Did you see?
You know who I'm picturing more from Chappie. I don't know if you ever saw that, but that was my favorite robot.
You think it's gonna be a good robot, though?
I would like to think a couple of them are gonna cross the line and actually be good robots.
Nah, you think it's gonna have a moral sensibility? It's gonna be like, yo, I'm smarter than these assholes.
If we let Dev Patel get in some of those little robots' ears, I think we're gonna be fine. That man can fix anything from what I've seen.
So it has to understand other people's emotions first.
I mean, those things are going to learn like crazy. I think that's the thing we can't even fathom.
Did you see the Neuralink video?
That's scary to me, yeah, to think that our brains are going to be hooked up that quickly and be able to transfer all this.
The pig didn't even know to come out.
Yeah,
he's like, here's the pig. It's like,
tell people, explain that a little bit to people that don't know what that is.
So Elon Musk put out a video. He was promoting the new Neuralink, the thing he's working on to basically put a chip in your brain and give it an upgrade. And basically start picking up your broadband to make you more efficient. And so what they're doing, they have a prototype right now, and they put it into a pig or a hog or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I think it's been in there for 4 weeks, and he was here to show you how good this is and how it's sped up the intelligence of the pig. And he's like, all right, come out, and it hits the door, and then it fucking walks back in, and
they got stage fright, so
it couldn't fight in the gate, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's a good performer. It just means that it's a very smart pig.
And then he laughs about it. But I think it's been a running thing with him, because remember, like, everything like doesn't work at first, like, you know, the Cybertruck. He
probably does it as a joke. He just
the Cybertruck, they do the fucking thing and it broke.
Good luck. He has a horrible one just to likes to get the kinks out in front of us before it really portrays. But now you got to think, if they're already showing us what they're doing on pigs, they have to be testing that on people somewhere. So
as soon as it gets into human trials,
for sure.
What if it gets into that, like, that Black Mirror episode?
I was watching a really funny 2 Chainz episode, and they were talking about cloning animals, and that's another thing.
The French bulldog.
They were they were paying thousands of dollars to have these really exotic cats cloned. I think his dog Trappy was going to cost him like $5,000 or $6,000 to have it cloned. But you got to figure, if they're talking about that and selling those to people, they have to have tested cloning on people. This company.
Oh yeah, bro. Have you ever heard that thing, the Children Hitler or some shit, like the clone Hitler, the Lost Boys?
No,
it's the Lost Boys. Okay, it's about all these cloning experiments that went down in Brazil and I think Argentina.
Yeah, there was a huge
and they
Nazi
say they cloned these Hitler twins or something. They're like, they cloned Hitler like 4 or 5 times or some shit, and like they were all living there, and then I think some people were hunting these clones or something because they're not supposed to be alive. Yeah, it's all. You should watch some. I've seen parts of it. It's insane.
I watched this really interesting episode about there's this community in Argentina where a lot of scientists actually went, and they continued the experiments they were doing on twins. So there's this huge, weirdly populated community that has twins everywhere. Twins everywhere, yeah, because of the testing that was going down there.
It's insane how like people just ignore there's a huge German influence in South America.
Everywhere. I mean, that got us to the moon. I mean, when you start talking about the scientist Norman von Buren, I'm not sure his name exactly.
The head of NASA.
The head of NASA. Yeah, I mean, there was a operation named Paperclip that brought him and a lot of his counterparts over.
I want to know how Elon got his hair back.
I mean, LeBron would probably be able to tell you himself too. Mickey Rooney, you know, they're getting better and better than that.
Did you see Elon when he made PayPal?
No, I haven't compared the before and after his hair. That guy's got so much going on. Who would give a shit what his hair looks like really at the end of the day?
Oh, you're going to see it, dog. Yeah. You're going to see it.
It's hilarious. No, you know what's funny? You give people enough time, they'll find something to pick on you about, and that's all they got on Elon. He probably doesn't give a shit.
Bro.
Yeah, so what? He looks way better.
That's money, dog. That's billions of dollars.
He's got amazing hair now. Yeah, I don't blame him. Shit, dude, I would have done the same exact thing given that opportunity.
Yeah, you give me $1 billion, it's gone, baby.
Yeah, he looks
Be
like
back like Deion Sanders. He got his hair back too.
Before and after is
Urlacher's hair look thick as fuck. You see that nigga was blonde the whole time.
He's in a lot of trouble too right now. Bears are actually trying to cut ties with a lot of things that he had because
I think he's been gone for a while, but he's like sportscasting now.
Yeah, he came out and said something against the whole kneeling thing. Yeah, and they were not feeling the vibes that he was putting out as far as his take on whether people should kneel or should not kneel when the national anthem's being played.
I think, who gives a fuck? Stop playing the fucking anthem.
At the end, yeah, well, you can, like we were talking about researching anything, look into how much the DoD pays a lot of these leagues, the NFL, NHL, MLB, for them to do these like pregame flyovers, things with Marines. I mean, they're trying to get people to jump onto the whole USA. I mean, I'm not. I'm as proud and happy as anyone to be here.
You know what's crazy? Like people will come at us for that, but then they won't. Like, so they've been lying to us the whole time. So right now, even the CIA and the military are coming out, like Air Force and them, like, yeah, there's aliens.
Yeah, they dropped that.
We've been saying there's no aliens for years.
You know what's hilarious? I was Blink-182 is one of my favorite bands, and one of the founding members like got kicked out of the band and devoted his entire life to finding aliens.
Tom
DeLonge, and that dude.
Hey, everybody's been calling him crazy this whole time.
For 20 years, they have been telling him he is a nut job. And yeah, about I think it was a month ago, 2 months ago.
Does this make all those ancient alien theorists, are they scholars now?
They've been scholars.
No. They've been labeled as theorists until 2 months ago when they have just confirmed, hey, there's some shit out there we don't fucking know.
I think they're very
within a month they went from crazy theorists to scholars that have been on the History Channel for 12 years now.
And I don't see very many people talking about it. Maybe I'm not.
It just glanced over it, but hey, aliens is real.
Yeah, and they didn't go into a lot of detail as far as that. They just kind of said, like, there are aliens.
They're like, yeah, there's something out there. We don't know what it is. Yeah. And then that's the most concerning part is how do they not know what it is?
Yeah.
What is going on?
I would like to see some pictures of that for sure. A little more detailed briefing. I didn't see. Did Donald Trump say anything about that? Who actually came out and said something?
I think he addressed that it was an interesting video or something. But for my load, now that people know it's real, they can't really, like, I have friends like, why would there be aliens? And then now they just don't fucking say anything because there's really now they just say, well, they don't know what it is. What could be Russians now?
I think to a lot of people, even speaking religious wise, it changes the dynamic of what you believe and think.
Yeah, if you can go to so if we go to fucking
not just religious wise, but as how big the universe is and where did they come from? That just it opens up so many questions that I don't think a lot of people want to open up that Pandora's box of
that box would be crazy if we go to like another fucking planet, like we go to Mars and we meet people there and they're like, oh yeah, we got Jesus too.
Yeah, who's to say they already don't have some of us over there? It's they could have already planted us here. You know, I just watched the movie. Like you said, I've got so much time to go through Netflix right now that I rewatched Prometheus.
That's a good one.
Very underrated alien movie. That's like that. I think that's based wholly upon the ancient alien theory you were just talking about. That we were planted
and then fuck with our DNA.
Yeah.
But those are all questions we got to save till next time.
Yeah.
Appreciate getting about. This is our episode of Atta Boi Einstein.
Thank you for the love and support.
See y'all next time.
Appreciate it.